You see them on the sidewalks, near highways with signs, and in the back alleys of America. These are the forgotten, the have-nots. Everyone knows we're in a recession, but the people at the bottom feel the biggest impact. The homeless population is now on a rise. As many as 3.6 million people experience homelessness in any given year. That's 1% of the US population. A whopping 14.6% of Florida's population is homeless. Why so many in Florida? A state that makes over $61 billion each year off tourism. It's safe to say that only an eligible amount, if any, will be used to support the homeless. What is being done to help those in need? Does anybody care? Meet Sean Canoni, founder of the charity of Sean Anthony Canoni, or COSAC.
Let me explain it this way. Homeless encompasses a lot of issues. People who have HIV, domestic violence, drug addiction, credit problems, family problems, sexual addiction. These are all things that cause homelessness.
Canoni has been helping the homeless for over 15 years. During our visit to the COSAC Foundation, we witnessed firsthand why a place like this is so desperately needed. So why is the amount of these types of organizations so limited?
People are scared. They want to help the homeless, but they don't want a homeless shelter in their community. We call that NIMBY, not in my backyard. It's basically me, like the people in the neighborhood here. They want to help homeless people, they want to help mentally ill people, but they don't want it close to their house because they're afraid of what's going to happen. They see someone who may be mentally ill talking to a palm tree on Federal Highway out front, and it scares them. So I think because of the stereotype of homeless people, we don't have more of these places.
We discovered that while there are more homeless shelters in Broward County, the COSAC Foundation admits a special kind of homeless person.
We take the people that usually get thrown out of other shelters, not because they're bad people, but because maybe they're mentally ill. We take the people that have seizures because the other shelters don't want to have somebody there who's going to fall over every other day with a seizure for liability purposes. We take the transsexuals because the other shelters have a hard time figuring out where to place them. We're dumping grounds for almost every agency. If they don't take them, they send them here.
Some say that the situation is actually getting better. Canoni disagrees.
The numbers are bullshit. We know by the amount of people trying to get in here. So, and sometimes communities who get funding from the federal government on homeless cases, and they bring in $20 or $30 million to a county, they manipulate figures to get the money into the county by saying their programs are working. Broward County is famous for manipulated numbers. They do that quite often, as far as I'm concerned, just by them not reporting our homeless cases here. A homeless person doesn't become homeless because they're poor. A homeless person becomes homeless because they have something wrong with them in their life that keeps them to poverty levels, and that problem allows them to not become functional, where they can get a job. So let's just use, for instance, a person with seizures. They can't get a job anywhere. Nobody wants to hire them. So how does a person like that function? They don't. They become homeless and have seizures on the street.
Sometimes it's hard to look at you, to see all the things we're going through. Maybe it's time.
So remember, a person without a home is not a person without a voice.